The difference, if you... Muskin is very animated when he rides. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Meaning he literally, like he's on a KX65, pushes the bike down to the ground when he's about to land and he's not tall necessarily, he's probably 5'10", eats up every single inch of the suspension travel as he's going off the face of an obstacle as well. So he's very, very good, very effective at just attacking and pushing through. So isn't Roczen though. I think Roczen is just slightly less animated about it, a little bit less body movement. If I had to pick one of the two in a straight rhythm battle, I would pick Roczen any day of the week. So that's why I'd have to really watch those race runs all the way through, which we absolutely, we should be doing that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
We'll watch just the finals, yeah? With Roczen and Muskan, which there's only two.
For the finals, it was raining, which that they both have to ride in rain, so that doesn't affect it.
Sketchy's part probably about them riding in the rain was the ramp up to the start, but
the ramp up to the start was already so hard to get up even when it was dry.
Right.
I don't know how they got up there when it was raining. No idea.
The Frenchman and the German, they go way back. They grew up racing each other in Europe. They were teammates with KTM for a long, long time.
Okay, get ready to pause at spots if you're gonna. Okay, first of all, way better start.
Everything has changed since the last time they were on the track.
What? So why are we gonna get all analytical? Pause that.
Tight, efficient. Kenny's had the whoops.
Huh?
Muskin just won.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
Huh? Okay, continue.
Okay.
Speed. But now with the moisture, the rain, I don't know if the whoops are going to be the same. I mean, either Kenny's going to just blow by him with something special, or he's not going to have that power, or he's going to be too far behind. I mean, God, Marvin.
Unbelievable, Marvin. Oh, here, no, Roczen's trying to power down now, trying to get close enough to be in striking distance. He's so good in the whoops. Can he pull off the comeback effort? No, Marvin throws down and wins the first run.
Okay, so this is good.
Wow, okay, so pause that quick.
Yeah, it came really close, actually.
Yeah, they were completely identical the entire race run. If anything, Kenny was a little bit more effective when he landed the big tabletop. Roczen was very, very good at pushing. There was a triple onto a table. It was super easy to case, and it was even easier to overshoot. He was very aggressive at charging and scrubbing onto that table, and then off the table and off the next one. That little part of the track, I think, and along with scrubbing the giant tabletop, that little section of the track was Roczen's best part.
Mm-hmm.
So he caught up to Muskin a little bit right there, maybe 0.3 of a second, like a bike length and a half. But then where they ended was exactly where Muskin pulled out on the start. So breakdown past one, Muskin won that on the start.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, give me past two. I'm gonna guess the same thing happens. To be quite honest,
we don't know though. We haven't seen it.
Because that expanded metal on the start was slippery even when it was dry.
Beating Marvin Muskan in even a single run at Red Bull Straight Rhythm. But
okay, so now they switch sides. Pause it real quick.
Here it is.
The right side, so the side that Muskin is going on to now, was the slightly better side. The whoops were a little bit better, and the 233 before the big table was a little bit easier to push through, and the big tabletop was much easier to scrub when you're on rider's right. Although Roczen did that absolutely ridiculous scrub when he was on rider's left.
Yeah, we're gonna do that next.
So every opportunity I got a chance to pick a lane, I went to rider's right. Every time. Just FYI. And everybody else did the same. Okay, continue.
All right, here we go.
Rated matchup, Muskan, Roczen. It's all the line.
I'm guessing Roczen's going to botch the start again. Okay, no, he didn't.
Little slide, but way better than the last one.
Yeah, in fact, now he might even be in the lead in a big scrub on that speed check. So Roczen is fighting back big time.
Okay, Roczen clipped that a little bit.
It's almost like he was
Ooh.
scrub and take some of the dirt off the top.
And because of that, Muskan extends it just a little bit. So Roczen is going to have to be good on this jump and maybe
rewind a little bit.
It's close enough.
To where?
It's close enough. Scrub this last
Right
single.
right to the beginning again, I guess.
This
Sorry.
might be the end.
So, and pause it when you get there. So what I saw so far is Roczen, I think, got a little ahead of himself, and he skim the rollers right off the bat that time. And that's exactly what I did when I Superman myself in 2019 at Straight Rhythm, is instead of getting into the rhythm, which usually is faster anyhow, I skimmed up the Dragon's Back and got lost. He skimmed those rollers. Muskin went 2.4.
Yep.
And it turned out that the 2.4 that Muskin did was actually probably a quarter of a bike length faster. Then in the next section, when they went on, off, over, Roczen clipped that just a little bit. And when you clip it, I mean, you're losing a hundredth of a second, a couple hundredths of a second. And then because he did that, Roczen then went to go, he realized, now I've made 2 mistakes. Now I've got to scrub the crap out of this single. And I think him scrubbing that single actually made him lose a little bit more time because he probably landed a little too sideways. Let me just watch it through one more time.
Where do you want to watch it from?
Just right from the start, I guess.
Here it is, the anticipated matchup. Muskin, Roczen. It's all the line.
Way better by Kenny. Little slide, but way better than the last
Yeah, in
one.
fact,
Okay,
now
so the
he
skim
might
wasn't
be able to
bad. I mean, he's right
scrub on
there.
that speed check. So
On,
Roczen is
off.
fighting back big time.
See, he looks more aggressive.
That
The last
clip
run
is what
through
got
there,
him because that
he
clip
was
made him have to pop higher on the next single. And whatever he did to scrub that is really, and like I said, the 2.33 is what separates them because the right side 2.33, you can go a heck of a lot faster. Just the way the jumps were set up. And I told Jason Baker that, but he didn't believe me.
This might be the end. We
This
might
is
be
the
done.
works. Can Roczen get back to him? I don't think it's
See, now
gonna
I just can't
happen.
see.
The undefeated streak continues.
Marv,
Muskin,
yeah.
the champion.
Yeah. I
Marvin
mean,
Muskin.
Muskin is solid. And the thing is, too, when those guys are so high level, neither of them are really going to mess up. And the tricky thing about Straight Rhythm mentally is that you know that if you have in Supercross and outdoors and any other type of racing, a little clip like that, you wouldn't even think twice about it because you have a whole lap, you have a whole race to worry about. When you're in Straight Rhythm and you clip something, you then instantly in your head just want to try to go faster in the next obstacle. And usually it leads to compounding mistakes because you're then overriding. So it's very, very tricky. And just as an average person, I'm sure these guys aren't thinking this way, but as an average person, Straight Rhythm is scary because you're loaded into one thing where there's only 2 guys going down a straightaway and everybody is watching just you and you have one shot to make it happen. Again, it's not like a race where you have a million variables. You have 8 laps. You have 20 guys or 40 guys. And there's so much that can happen all the time and there's so many mistakes happening that the room for error is much, much greater. In Straight Rhythm, you hang a back tire like Roczen did and have to pop a little higher on the next triple because the suspension wouldn't have been in the proper stroke to be able to push through the next one. It screws up a whole race run. And then being on the left side, like I said, you have to stretch the 2.33 a little bit more to where Muskin could really push through it. Being on the left side of the big table, Roczen probably wasn't, and it being wet, he probably wasn't able to effectively scrub that as hard as he would have when it was dry. Yeah, that's crazy though. Because watching Roczen all day, I'm like, nobody's beating that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Now, speaking
He's
of...
just so good because Straight Rhythm usually lends itself to the guys that are very, very just bike skill and talented. And Roczen is that guy to me. And Hansen. And Justin Hill.
Dude,
there was a lot of them there.
Hansen looked so good.
Yeah, of course.
It looked effortless.
Yeah, because it's Hansen.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Where Hansen struggles is Hansen doesn't really scrub. Did you notice that? Hansen scrubs by doing this.
Yeah, you go.
He scrubs by dropping the front, and it's not super effective. It looks very cool, but it has a ceiling on how effective it is. So when you're doing the vertical nose drop type soak up versus scrubbing horizontally to deflect the rebound of the bike this way, you can only go so fast. And you would see it. There were certain jumps he'd pop so much higher than the other guys just because he was just floating through doing one of these. But darn, it looks cool. If you guys are enjoying these podcast clips and you want to watch full episodes, you can subscribe at club.themotoacademy.com.